Hi guys, it's ALCHEMY. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. I'm really excited about this video because we have 3 new fragrances from Prinn Lomros. If you don't know who Prinn Lomros is, he has a very large body of work. He has 3 fragrance lines of his own. He is an independent perfumer from Thailand, from Bangkok, and I'm a huge fan of his work. I do find it hard to keep up with him sometimes, Prinn, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't make me love you any less though. But I met with Prinn recently and he was in London and it was really cool to see him. Sorry, my nose is itching. Hay fever season. It's really great to see him when he's in London, and he often shows me new things that he's got, and this time he actually gave me some perfumes, which he does. He's so generous. And as I always say, Prinn never asks me to do a video for him. I do it because I love his fragrances, and I like even what he's done for other brands. He's worked for Der Duft and he's done some zoologists. I own Sloth by him as well up here. So we have 3 new fragrances going into his Parfums Prissana line. He also has a line called Prinn, and then he has a line called Strangers Parfumerie. So the Prissana and Prinn lines are the rich, ramped up, really interesting note lists, very opulent fragrances, and they are super cool. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of them, and then I'm going to sniff them on camera. I have tried all of them on my skin, and I've tried all of them on card as well. This is going to be tough because Prinn's fragrances are very complex. That's why I have to do them in small bites, because smelling so many at once is just quite overwhelming. I would call him a very avant-garde perfumer. And Prinn, if you're watching this, congratulations on your Art and Olfaction Award. I hope you win. All the time, I hope you win. Prinn for the win! So the first one in the line is called Sahar. This is actually my favorite. I'm going to start with my favorite just because. This one here, Sahar. Look at the color of this. Ooh! Amazing. And I'm going to read you a little bit of the description from his website. I won't read you all of it because it's a very lengthy description, and I don't want you guys to get bored of the sound of my voice, and I don't want me to get bored of the sound of my voice. So it says, Sahar, or dawn in Arabic, a fragrance that transcends time and space, is a captivating olfactory journey inspired by the golden dawn in the heart of the Moroccan Sahara. Like the first light breaking over the vast dunes, this perfume unveils a symphony of scents that evoke the spirit of the nomad's timeless dance with the sun and sand. There's a lot of beautiful wording here. It's actually kind of like a review within itself, but I'm going to give you my impression. So this one is an amber. I'm going to give you the notes. So the top note, or just the notes, because Prinn doesn't really do pyramids that much. So it's amber. It's olibanum, which is frankincense, myrrh, cumin seed, cinnamon, rose absolute, mint, atlas cedarwood, and dates. So when I smelled all 3 of these actually in Prinn's presence, this was the one that I loved the most. You've got to like amber fragrances, of course. This is a Prinn amber. Prinn's not just going to do amber, you know, that kind of fluffy or typical amber. This is amber taken a little bit more to the dark side. It's smoky, it's spicy, and it's everything that I expect from a Prinn fragrance, especially a Prissana one. I love this. So take amber, add some more dark resins on top of it. That myrrh really deepens the amber here. Oh, it's not like a vanillic amber in any way. It's way leaning towards a dark resinous side of amber. You've got that spice in there from cumin, but it's very well behaved on skin. It's well behaved for me anyway, I can safely say that. And then this little touch of brightness, just like a star on the horizon of a desert far away. There is mint, but the tiniest bit of mint. It's not a minty fragrance by any means, but it's just got that tiny little bit of something uplifting in there, which is just a little bit unexpected, but also expected from Prinn because he doesn't really do the expected. So yeah, really nice. And the dates in it are somewhat in the background. What would a kind of Saharan desert fragrance be without dates? I've smelled a lot of these sort of desert inspired fragrances that have a kind of dried fruit feeling, or just that sort of almost jammy fruitiness. And in here it's way in the back. The amber is the main thing. The amber is what shines, and I really love this one. It just, when you smell it, you just immediately know that it's Prin. If you've never smelled a fragrance by him, he has a very strong DNA. He often leans towards the slightly macabre or almost animalic, dirty and very rich materials. But this is an amber that is still friendly, but has a little bit of that dark Prin twist. It's not completely unwearable. So love this one. Let me tell you about the next one. The next one is called Tirta, okay? Such a strange word for me to pronounce. I think it is something to do with Sanskrit or maybe even Hindu religion. It's this one. I was reading about what this is and what the word actually means, and it's something to do with maybe like a sacred place that you would meditate in. But on Prin's website it says Tirta draws its inspiration from the profound spiritual and ritualistic significance embedded in the Sanskrit word it embodies. Like the sacred pilgrimage sites it is named after, Tirta is a sensory journey that transcends the ordinary, guiding you to a realm where the earthly and divine converge. Much like the ritual baths taken at the Holy Forge, the top notes of, I'm going to give you the notes and give you my impression. You can read this on Prin's site if you wish to. So the notes here are incense, herbs, clove, galbanum, sandalwood, white champaka, lemongrass, sambac jasmine and bodhi tree. Less dark in colour, but still interesting nonetheless. This one to me, this is just, oh, I really love this one as well. I mean, I like all three of them to be honest, but Sahar was my favourite on initial smelling. So this one I would call maybe like a green floral, and it feels kind of like a temple-y type smell of incense with amber and herbs and really rich florals. It's really beautiful. At the moment, at the beginning, the herbs overtake the florals. I mean, sambac jasmine is such a pungent but wonderfully beautiful flower anyway. And yeah, you can really feel resins here. It's resinous mainly at its core, I would say, with these sparks of herbs. And the galbanum really stands out as greenery, and that kind of accentuates the herbs, the herbal greenery as well. And I say resinous, galbanum is a resin in itself. So, but you've also got incensey resins. And when I say incensey resins, I don't mean frankincense. It feels like temple incense, not church. And that's another thing that Prin is very good at. He's very good at incense, but not in a church way, which is kind of what drew me to him many years ago. Oh, absolutely love this. I don't really smell lemongrass, and I'm quite glad of that, because lemongrass for me in fragrance always reminds me of food, and that's just my association. But yeah, really gorgeous floral green temple incense smell. I'm keeping them brief because I've got another one to do, and I'm going to get I'm going to get onto that one now. This is the one that's the hardest to pronounce as well. So the last of the three new releases is called Akataten. Akataten. This one here, another dark beauty. Look at this. Oh my gosh, so cool. And this one, it says it's a lost city in Egypt. The lost city of Akataten. Maybe somebody out there can tell me how to pronounce that properly. You know, when you see a new word, you have no idea which part of which syllable the emphasis is supposed to be on, or even the pronunciation entirely. It says the lost city of this place, Akataten, refers to an archaeological discovery announced in April 2021 in Egypt. The city, also known as the Rise of Aten, is located near Luxor, close to the Valley of Kings. The city dates back to the reign of Amenhotep III, who was the grandfather of the famous pharaoh Tutankhamun. It is believed to have been built around 3,400 years ago. Akataten perfume. Sorry guys. Inspired by the twilight of Atakan's reign, as the sun god Aten cast its warm glow upon the royal city, the air whispered with the secrets of a civilization at the peak of its power. I'm just going to say, this perfume, meticulously crafted to pay homage to this enigmatic era, unfolds like a forgotten chapter in the annals of history. As the sun, a radiant orb of warmth and golden hues, begins its descent over the ancient city of that place. So this one, I will say, off the bat to me, is actually quite close to Sahar, the first one. There is a difference though. So both of them are decidedly amber perfumes. The middle one, that Tirta one, much less so, much more incensey. This one is an amber. It is again a darker amber, but it's much more playful than Sahar. Let me read you the notes. Suede, myrrh, amber, jasmine grandiflorum, rose de mai, pink lotus absolute, incense, saffron, and fenugreek. This one is my second favorite, again, because I love the way that Prin does amber. I like the way that he does anything in that category. Always interesting. So this is again a dark amber, but it's much more playful, and the reason for that, when I smell them side by side, while Sahar leans down that smoky dark myrrh route, this pink lotus in here really lifts it. And I've smelled lotus oil on its own, and you can feel it here. It's got, lotus to me smells like, if you've never smelled it before in oil form, smells playful. It smells like, I can imagine if a candy was made out of paper, a paper candy, I don't know. It's sweet, it's a little bit dusty, and it's like he's managed to create this little injection of pinkness into what would be quite a brooding sort of fragrance, I would say. It's, oh my gosh, his fragrances have got so much going on that they are one of the hardest to review for me, but this isn't really a review, this is just like an impressions, quick chit chat about them. Definitely try samples out. I'm going to put a link below to Prin's website. Hopefully they're in stock. Please, Prin, have them in stock. And see what you guys think, because he's worth discovering if you like those kind of, there's mystery around his fragrances, and you can feel sometimes these ancient kind of feelings. And I love his inspirations as well. So yeah, pink lotus. You've got resins in here again. It's kind of less ambery than the Sahar one, but it is essentially at its core an amber. I don't feel anything in the way of suede and stuff like that, but I do feel myrrh in here. Myrrh is always going to make itself known. It's such a heavy resin. And you've got rose and jasmine in there as well. So there's this sweetness in it. The lotus and the rose give just that kind of spark of playfulness to this, and I really, really like it. Really good job, well done, Prin. I'm going to wrap it up there, otherwise I can talk about these fragrances forever. So those are the 3 new releases that are going, or have already gone into the Parfums Prissana line. Who knows what Prin is going to cook up next, but I know that I'm really excited about whatever it's going to be. I will be waiting for autumn to wear these ones properly, more and in more depth. However, the Tirta, the one with the herbs and the garden and the galbanum, that could be a very late summer one too, I think, for me, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much, Prin, for these. Love them, love what you do, and again, good luck with the art and olfaction. If it hasn't already happened, I don't even know where I am right now, so yeah. Anyway, I'm ALCHEMY, trying to make the world smell better, one video at a time. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.